How do you turn overwhelm into strategic impact without working more hours? Have you ever played Tetris? Remember that game where all the little blocks would fall down and you had to get them all along to get the rows to disappear? Well, if your calendar looks like a never-ending game of Tetris and your big picture thinking is buried somewhere between back-to-back meetings, inbox chaos and the fourth quick catch-up of the day, then this is the video for you. Because that feeling of overwhelm you're carrying, it's not a time problem, it's an energy problem. And in this video, I'll show you how to shift from reactive and exhausted to strategic and impactful without adding more hours to your week or sacrificing sleep, sanity, or your sense of humour. So I'm going to talk about Jo. Jo's a leader I worked with in the last quarter. She was up to 60+ hour weeks and she was constantly firefighting and had zero headspace. Her team had doubled, her responsibility had doubled, her brain, it was frazzled. And even though she was working like mad, her influence was going nowhere fast. And when we looked under the hood, here's what we found. Jo definitely wasn't lacking capability. She was just leaking energy like a sieve into the wrong things. So we made 3 shifts. Nothing wild, just small strategic tweaks. And suddenly she was leading at a whole new level. So let's talk about that. The 3 level up shifts. The first one is the energy audit. So forget time management. Honestly, time is not the problem. It's where your energy is going that is. Jo was using her best thinking hours, the golden zone, for admin, emails and meetings that could have been a voice message. Does that sound familiar? And when we ran an energy audit, we figured out when she was sharpest, calmest and most creative. That allowed her to block time off like it was a national holiday. And the bonus tip here is consider the 80-20 rule. If 80% of your leadership impact comes from 20% of your activities, then find those golden 20% and then guard them like a little miniature fox terrier guarding a bone. And then there's a strategic filter. Now here's a wild idea. Not everything on your to-do list deserves your attention. I know, isn't that revolutionary? And so we gave Jo a 3-question filter to cut through the noise and stop saying yes to the things she should have smiled politely and walked away from. And a filter looked like this. Question: does this align with my role and outcomes? Yes or no? Question: am I the only one who can do this? Yes or no? Question: will this still matter in 3 months? Yes or no? And if it didn't pass, then it got parked, or passed on, or powerfully declined with a smile. And no, she didn't burn any bridges. She built boundaries that stuck. Now your filter might be different and that's fine. The point is, just get one. And number 3 is the impact multiplier. So let's be real, busy does not equal effective. Busy is not a badge of honour. It just means your diary is running the show, not you. So I helped Jo stop doing more and start enabling more. First, we mapped out her delegation matrix. Not just what to hand off, but how to hand it off so it doesn't bounce back with extra work attached. No more boomerang tasks. And then we added simple systems that kept her influence flowing, even when she wasn't in the room. That's real leadership, creating ripple effects, not running on fumes. And here's the real kicker. Overwhelm doesn't just come from too much to do. It comes from too little clarity on where your energy actually belongs. So what's the shift you need right now? Do you need to audit your energy, clean up your filter, or multiply your impact? Pop it into comments and I'll reply with something tailored to help you start. Let's stop surviving the week and start leading the way. Strategically, on purpose, and without burning out in the process. Are you in? Because I know you've got this.